Hey guys, it's Dan and Mariah here, and today we're going to talk about 4 questions you and your significant other should ask each other heading into the new year.
Yeah, as December comes to an end and we gear up for January, we just wanted to provide this resource for people to be able to ask with their significant others,
Yes.
their boyfriends, girlfriends, fiancés, spouses, as
All
they
the
head into
things.
this new year. I'm a bit nervous for this episode, if I'm being candid,
Yes.
because this is vulnerable. We're doing for the very first time, we're answering these questions
Live
to each
time.
other, live time, before having really chatted about this
Yeah,
beforehand.
so Daniel's a little nervous.
Yeah.
He's a little
So pray
scared.
for me. The first
No,
question
we're
is
good.
this. The first question is this. What does intentional time look like for us each week? Weekly time spent together. And this is a particularly, good question for us to ask because we run typically busier.
Yeah,
And you work separate from me.
yeah.
YouTube is pretty much the only thing we really do together.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, what would you say?
Yeah, I think this question is so important to ask when you're busy, because if you don't ask it, you could just get caught up in everything. But something I love to do with you each week is take kind of Friday night to Saturday morning, afternoon off.
Yeah.
And just have that one-on-one time together. For me personally, I love to take a walk with you around the city because we love our city,
Yeah.
but also I just feel like something about walking with you, and we have the greatest conversations
Yeah.
and reflections, and so that's
Yeah.
one way I love to spend intentional time with you.
Yeah, that's good. I think for me, in this semester, ending like my second last semester of my master's, so it felt like sometimes our bedtimes were just
Yeah.
way off sync. And so something that I want to do heading into this new year is redeeming that time, like the pre-bed time as like intentional time together, and like resyncing up our even bedtime routines.
Yeah.
And spending more time even just together, like whether it be reading together or time in bed, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And I think that it's so important, as we continue to just like even recalibrate after a long day.
Yeah. I
So
agree.
the second question is this. How can I serve and support you better this year?
I think for me, I love like when you just ask me like, how are you doing? Like, are you doing okay? Are you stressed? And I think you just checking in with me, it means a lot to me because I can be a verbal processor. And so if you give me that like really intentional space where you're truly wondering how I am, it's so simple. Like obviously you ask me that all the time, but I think that's one way like you can really be supporting me this year because I can get caught up in life, and it's important for me just to pause and be like, how am I doing?
Yeah, no, that's really good. I think, one, I'm excited to do that. That feels pretty straightforward. 2, for me, something I've been growing in over the last 5 years of our marriage has been articulating needs when I have them. And I think something that you've really mastered and do really well is anticipating needs. And I think that as you continue to anticipate needs as I finish up my degree,
Yeah.
say it's like as small as like today I was doing 2 hours of homework and you had anticipated that like, oh, when he gets back he might want to eat something, so you had made lunch and we were able to eat together, and that stuff really makes me feel valued. So and helps me even as I'm trying to like really pour a lot of my energy and mind into school. It's like gives me a sense of relief when I know like I have a teammate who's kind of filling in ways where I would want to fill in if you were in the same position.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, I can do that for you.
The next question is, what are our financial goals this year, and how can we work towards them without compromising values? So this is a good question.
Yes.
I think that for us, like our financial goals this year is to save a bit more than we had the last year. We recently moved to a new city. We wanted to take in the foods, the events, the arts of the city. And now we're in a place where we've discovered the city. We've done a lot.
Yeah.
And I want to save more.
Yeah.
So we released an episode a while back about like dating on a budget. So we're going to really lean into that.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like leaning into values, one of our values is experiences.
Yeah.
So what we want to do is leverage travel rewards points and saved money and gift cards to be able to still experience things together.
Yeah.
While being able to like save and work towards our financial goals as we head into the new year.
And something I think that we do that helps is for those of you who don't know, have a job at a restaurant, just a side job, like 1 or 2 nights a week. And I feel like we're able to use the money I make there for like date nights and like fun things. And then it kind of feels like it's never tapping into our general funds because it's just kind of extra fun money.
Yeah. So we both work full time in the day, and then we're able to use kind of her serving money as the fun money. Yeah. And also saving, but it's a lot of fun.
Yes.
Then the next, or actually I want to hear your answers to the question. I know it's probably similar, but
yeah, I think it'd be similar. I think saving more. I think just being more intentional with where our money's going. I feel like last year, like you said, we were a bit like looser with when we'd go out and stuff like that. But I think just like reining those things in a little bit more this year and being like having goals like I want to save this much by the end of the year. Yeah. I think is important.
Yeah, and it's sweet because we've gone through seasons like we've paid off our student loans and been able to do some investing and it's almost like because some of those key goals are set, we've been able to be a bit more free that way. But I think that as we kind of look towards the next stage of life, it's like new financial goals are opening up opportunity for like new aggression when it comes to saving as well. The next question is this. What are ways we can ensure we are laughing together more? So this one is probably one of the most intentional ones, although it sounds the lightest, because studies have shown that laughter is the number one predictor of a healthy bond in a relationship.
That's so interesting.
General positivity as individuals and as a collective, and then resiliency. So studies show that like the more couples laugh together, the more it can be predicted that they'll last long term in a relationship. Yeah. So
I think like I've really seen that in my life with having you in my life. Yeah. Because I think for me, I can really easily get stressed or high strung. And there's times where you'll just start like laughing. Like you're not laughing at me. You're just like trying to bring levity to the situation. And sometimes I'm like, wow, why are you laughing? But then eventually I feel like I'm able to like calm down and be like, it's not that serious, Mariah. Like relax. And, but yeah, no, that's a good question. I feel like this year, how do we want to laugh together more?
Yeah, I think for me, like, I realized that my coping mechanism for a lot is laughter. I don't know if it's my Jamaican heritage or the fact that I grew up with brothers and a really funny sister, but I very much so laugh probably more times than I should. And I'd say your family has a really good sense of humor as well. I would say that it's continuing to find ourselves in funny situations. I think our humors are at its best when we're together in social situations. Where we're close enough to each other.
You know, when you just look at each other like...
Yeah, when we're close enough to each other where we can laugh at things subtly. Yeah. But also close enough to situations where it's like, where we can actually take in what's happening. So I'd say that, and I'd say like there's been like a pre-sleep or pre-bedtime like times where we're just like laying in bed and we'll laugh about something that like even now like literally resurface like something that's happened earlier in the week or earlier in the day. We're like, did they actually say that? Anyways, I think that.
Or like, this is kind of different, but like, I feel like it's always fun to find a comedian that we both like and just like laugh really hard at their set or whatever. I think that's always fun too.
Yeah, no, it's good. The last question we want to ask is, drum roll please. What is one thing that cannot be said about us now that we want to have said about us next year? So like what's something that like if someone were to describe us together now and they like what's something that they could describe us as next year this time that they couldn't describe us as now?
That's such a good question.
Yeah, it is a good question. I would say that I want to be described as a 5 out of 5 host. Like, so as a couple, we value hospitality. Yeah, that's having like people such a good one. Into our home. Yeah. And I would say we're like a 3.5 now.
Yeah, I think
Out of 5.
and
not out of 10.
the way we get it to a 5,
Yeah.
I think just we need to plan more in advance.
Yeah.
I think sometimes it can be like someone's coming over and we think of it the day of or the day before, and then we're like preparing things, and like they would never know. But I feel like if we thought about it the week before, we could make things really good.
Yeah, and I think we've upped our hosting game a lot. Like this year, Mariah integrated a gift basket for the people who are coming to visit with us, and that's really
people stay overnight at our house a lot, so I'll have a little basket that has like toothbrushes, shampoo, conditioner, all that stuff.
And for context, we live in a really small place. Our place is like 550 square feet. We live downtown, and so
but we make it work.
So we're trying to level that up, though. Proactive hosting.
Yeah.
And instead of being 3s, we want to be in that 5 range.
Yeah.
When it comes to
I would love
hospitality.
for people to be like, oh, I love going to Dan and Mariah's house. It always feels like home there.
Yeah.
Like I would love, that feeling, like, because I have that with other people's houses when I'm like, I can't wait to go to their house because I know I can just rest and have really good food, and I love these people, and I want people to feel like that when they come to our place. Yeah.
So those are 5 questions. 5 questions, 4 questions and a bonus.
Yeah.
That we think everyone should be asking heading into the new year. If you have any questions to add to that, we'd love to see in the comments, because we believe the best questions are the ones that are happening down there in the comments, not the ones that are happening here.
Yes, and please make sure to like and subscribe. It would really help us out, and we'll see you next week. Was it like...
Should we cut that? Because I didn't mean to.
No, I thought it turned out.
It turned out good, yeah.